Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Again, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but go to our website at StephenKnightShow.com. We have our special guest co-host, Michael Sanford. Michael, tell everyone where they can keep up with you.
Man, any social media, most of them, Mike is on his way, one word, and then Facebook, Michael Sanford.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates announced their divorce last week. Okay, and everyone is going crazy. They have these memes of people sliding into their DMs, respectively. Well, anyway, so Flava Flav, he wants in on the action, and they said in the event that Melinda's looking for love after signing them papers, Flava Flav is offering his expertise and wants to produce a dating show for her. While speaking with Too Fab, Flav offered to hook Melinda up now that she's back on the market. He said, "Hey, yo, we should do a TV show on Melinda Gates, the Melinda Gates of love. Yeah, I'll produce it. I'll be the one to set Melinda, contact your boy, Flava Flav. I'll hook you up, man." Now, Flav also had a few words about Melinda's financial situation, seeing that she is not seeking spousal support and the two have no prenup in place. Bill did, however, gift Melinda $20 billion in stocks the same day they announced their divorce. He's pretty much saying that she's walking away with $130 billion. He says she can't be sad. He said she is sad. I'm taking the hospital check in because that's a good day for me in my neighborhood. Mike, what are your thoughts?
Man, listen, I have so many questions about this whole situation because from what I understand too, is that Melinda was allowing him to go on trips with his ex-girlfriend.
Annual trips.
Like what is that? Like, why are y'all divorcing? What is there to divorce for? Like, but anyway, Flava Flav, he just I feel like he needs to just like be quiet. Like, just sit down with your big clock and just chill. Like, I don't get it. Like, he shows up in the most ridiculous times. But yeah, I told my wife, I was like, look, I'm not into the whole sister wife thing except Melinda Gates, because that's a couple billion that we could be playing.
No, I saw one that had someone in her inbox said, "You up?" Oh,
what up, big head?
Right, big head, right. But they were married 27 years. Apparently, she had been seeking after a divorce attorney since 2019. And they pretty much said they'll continue to work together because they've given a lot of money away to different charities and whatnot, but they don't see where their relationship will grow. Lynia, when you found out they were getting divorced, I mean, you probably didn't care, but what are your thoughts?
Well, let me just say, right? If I was single, right, then I would shoot my shot at both of them. And I don't even go both ways. If I was single, I would shoot my shot at both of them. Probably Melinda more. But I'm just saying, so hey boo, but it's interesting. There was a conversation that I had like a couple weeks ago, and there was this thing about when a woman is dating a rich man, she has no choice because cheating is going to be mandatory because he's not going to be happy with her. So when they're going into those type of situations, when you are a woman marrying a rich man, or you in that situation and that's what he becomes, it's like, well, what's going to happen. The money is going to bring the little floozies, and the little floozies going to try their best, to holler at him, and how much temptation is he going to turn down, related to that, because he got money. He can do whatever he wants to do. Now, also, what I heard was that she didn't like the fact that he was either talking to or he went to go see Jeff Epstein.
I saw that, yeah.
That whole situation. Yeah. And she didn't like that, which that's a problem, that you don't need to even be associated with that type of person. Right. But obviously there was a breakdown in whatever their partnership was. I mean, because look at Will and Jada Smith. I mean, I hate to use that as an example,
Right.
but they have a partnership. Whatever they do is what they do, but they have a partnership that really seems kind of solid no matter how it is.
Yeah.
And what people think, oh, what it should be or what it shouldn't be. But it seems pretty solid. So obviously there was a breakdown in communication somewhere relating to that. But you know what, Melinda, you want to call me boo? We can talk. We can be girlfriends.
I posted something the other day. If you see me holding hands with Melinda Gates, shut up.
Right. Mind your business. Just mind your business.
Mind your business.
Well, you know, they seem to be doing it well. They didn't have a prenup. They're doing 50-50 split. And I mean, we got that much money. A 50-50 split, you good.
Yeah.
$billion, you got to put this stank face on. Ugh.
What a B. What a B. All right, so check this story out. So many Colorado members of the state legislature were absolutely in shock when Republican legislator Richard Hotorf took time out of his recent meeting to hurl a very nasty stereotypical racial slur to fellow colleague. During the meeting, Representative Holford called another member of the state legislature Buckwheat, and a verbal altercation quickly ensued. Now, TMZ TV reports during the House session, this all took place. Now, he had turned to two African-American legislators, and that's when he called them Buckwheat. And he said that's a term, he said that was a term of endearment. Afterwards, he was interviewed by the local TV station, and he apologized, not realizing that it was racist. And he said he had no intentions of insulting, hurting anyone's feelings, or being racial or using a racial slur in any way. He said where he's from in Eastern Colorado, as a country boy, I've had people call me that term many times. Buckwheat has a different connotation where I'm from. I guess I didn't have the insight to realize that there would be received in such a negative way. And it turns out that he's going to continue to keep his job after all this. So if you don't know who Buckwheat is, if y'all do know, he was on the Little Rascals from the 1940s and 50s, and he was seen as uneducated, unclean, poor, and the butt of several jokes on the show due to him being Black. Now, I've had this conversation with some people, when it comes to white people and sometimes being insensitive because they're ignorant, or they just, some people, they actually are racist. Do you think in this situation, do you buy the whole where he's from, it was a different situation, Lynia? Or do you think he was just racist with his term?
I don't care what he was. You a grown man, name calling. What is wrong with you? Like you're in a certain position. I don't care like about anything else. You are a grown man in a certain position where obviously you can't handle yourself appropriately. Like I swear to God, every time we talk about people along the lines and like Senate and stuff like that, it's like we're talking about petulant 2-year-olds.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's frustrating because they're supposed to be people that we voted in, and you're supposed to be speaking for us, but I ain't calling nobody buckwheat.
Right. And that's at your job.
Right.
At my job. I might do something at home, but that's in the
Right. Mike, when you heard this, what'd you think?
Man, so I was talking about this with a friend, and I found myself shouting because like I get so frustrated because the reality is, to the point that's just been made, professionalism, that's number one, right? Like even if we take race off the table, which we cannot, let's be very clear, we cannot. But if we were to, right. The lack of professionalism, I feel, is so egregious at just in that scope. Yeah. But beyond that, like when we talk about who and what Buckwheat was, he was the butt of every single joke in the original Little Rascals. So it's never been a term of endearment, even if you again wanted to take race out of that equation right there. Buckwheat is not like, it's never been a term of endearment. He was the butt of the jokes, right? So now to look at it in modern day, and this is the thing, I feel like, and I've said this before, especially because typically in like at work and other professional settings, I find myself to be the only Black man in an all-white environment, right? Mm-hmm. So, so with that, I always tell, especially like my white contemporaries, like, look, early, 2020 and 2019, the whole teach me, I don't know, we could have been more patient. But after we have survived, right, this racial reckoning of 2020, we are at a point now where something should have stuck. So we're not like, you're not on this kindergarten level of let me teach you. And then beyond that, you knew, like, who Buckwheat is. You used it because you understood who he was. So if it was a Black butt of the joke in the 40s, why would you use that today, considering the climate we live in? So he, like, that was super intentional. And personally, I feel like his constituents should like force his hand to like quit, get fired, something, because we are literally at a time that, like, he was being unapologetic with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'll jump off my soapbox because
it depends on who his constituents are.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who did he hurl that slur to?
To one of his colleagues, another
right. Two.
Black.
Black.
Yes. Would you have said that to a white counterpart?
Right. Exactly.
Look, Mike about to jump out.
Right. Mike,
you snaking my tree.
Mike 38 hot. All right, so this woman, now Margazeta Lavica, she came up on $32,000. So this was a woman who was an admin at a car dealership and in the UK. And so apparently their company had these Pizza Fridays. They did it every month, and where the managers go around and ask everybody what they want for lunch. Well, she said they never asked her, especially after she reported sexual assault against one of the managers that worked there. There was an investigation, and they found it. It was founded, and they gave him a written final warning. And then she felt that's when the retaliation came. She also complained about her pay, and she complained about their employees that wouldn't talk to her. They would hang up in her face if they called in, she answered. And now the company said the reason why she didn't get the Pizza Fridays was because she was part-time and she got off at 1 o'clock. Well, the judge went in her favor, and she got this check. They said that she was treated differently because she was part-time, a single mother, and they said that does not stand up in court, and she came up. So they said being petty sometimes can pay off. Mike, do you think this woman was right to get all this money for not getting Pizza Fridays and being treated badly?
Man, whether she was right or wrong, teach me your ways. That's what I want to know. Teach me how to finesse the system.
I mean,
man, 2 slices of pizza cost them $32,000.
$32,078.31.
Man,
Lost earnings and injury of her feelings.
Look, now when I read this, the first thing I wanted to know is, what color was she?
Right.
That was my first question. This man, and I think it said like her platform or the leg she was standing on was that she was the victim.
Yeah,
like a total victim in this situation. I'm like, she need to teach me her ways, because to come up on $32,000 off, like, you chose not to give me pizza, man. Put me on.
I know they regret that. Linnea, what are your thoughts on this come up?
Mine is twofold. The first is I can't even complain because, like, in the beginning, when I started my job 7 years ago, they used to buy us lunch every day, and they only phased it out because we were hiring more people, so it was costing more money. So I understood that. And plus, people was getting greedy. This is for lunch. Don't be ordering to take home for dinner too. The other side of that is, if she got that much for that, I really got harassed at work. So I should probably got some more, at the time I was getting harassed.
All right.
job. I could have got some more. I really could have went out on some FMLA with how much I was getting harassed. But that's neither here nor there. It's no longer happening, so I'm good.
Uh,
Well, you know, true story. I remember years ago, my second job here in Atlanta, the new director had come down to take us to lunch, me and another because they were building up my office. There's only a few of us that worked there. So they're taking me and my colleagues to lunch. You know, this guy ordered 2 entrees. I had a sandwich. The director had a sandwich. I was so embarrassed. You know, he was. But look, congratulations to Miss Lavica. She came up.
What's her name, Steven?
Let me see. Her first name is. That's why I couldn't tell what she was. It's Malgorzata Lavica.
You know,
what's her social media?
I'm
Right.
Googling after this.
I need to know. Mike, tell them again where they can keep up with you on your social media.
Man, Instagram, Mike is on his way. TikTok, which is a mess, but Mike is on his way. And Facebook, Michael Sanford.
All right. Thank y'all both for Hot Topics. When we come back, Adam's with me on movie reviews. Right back after this.